Hey, hey. I keep telling y'all. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture to see how those incidents may or may not affect our daily lives. Listen, I wanted to come back. Yesterday, I did do a reading of the indictment for Diddy. And we've had a lot of different things going on. Like I said yesterday, I had a I read the indictment. It was 14 pages. We went over this indictment, and we got all the juicy bits. Uh, then they did their bail hearing. Now, the prosecution went through, and let me share this real quick. This was their letter to say what they wanted from the bail, why they wanted him to be remanded. We will go over just a little bit of this information, but they talk about the background of this case. They talk about, again, his use of threats of violence and coercion is a reason why they wanted him to be reprimanded. They started talking about the trafficking situation and the abuse. And then as we go on, they talk about any and other violences. Didn't mean to have that showing. They talk about the firearms that they found. They talk about now this particular situation right here. Let me go back. This particular situation is what's getting Diddy in trouble because they are finding out that Diddy has been in contact with witnesses. He has called them. He has sent people over to talk to them. He has talked to not only witnesses from what let me put my banner up because I don't want to be deemed. Let me first put this up. Everything is fair use. Everything is fair use. But let me put my banner up because all things are alleged until I show you till I show you where I got the information from. So it is alleged that he has been contacting witnesses. He has been bribing witnesses, all these types of things that they're saying that are going on. And they're still saying that the government's investigation is ongoing. They feel like if Diddy is out, he will continue that type of behavior. And let's continue. And so this is why they talk about his dangerousness. And we'll go over this a little in detail, but I just wanted to do part of it. They talk about obstruction. They talk about a lot of different things. And then they say that he's a risk of flight. So these are the reasons that they had given the judge as to the defendant's proposed bail package is insufficient. And we're going to go over that. Let's go ahead and get to his bail package. So what are they talking about? So this is Diddy's initial bail package. This is what he was going to put up for his bond. He was going to have it was going to be a $50 million bond. It was going to be co-signed by him, his mother, his sister, and the mother of his oldest daughter. Mother of his oldest daughter, so he has daughters. Okay, because the children, all the things that they are anyway. He's secured by equity in Mr. Combs' residence located at 2 West Star Island. The appraised value of the home is $48 million. The home is unencumbered, and in anticipation of this bail hearing, secured by the equity of Mr. Combs' mother's home that's located at 450 Alton Road. Mr. Combs' travel will be restricted to the Southern District of Florida and the Southern District of New York to attend court, meet with his counsel, meet medical appointments, which will address the court in separate. He doesn't have a home in New York anymore, so he doesn't live in New York anymore. He apparently doesn't live in New York anymore. Mr. Combs' passport will be surrendered. And then this to me right here, and I don't know what you all think, and if there's any lawyers that can let me know down in the chat or anything like that, but this right here, G seems diabolical. Why are you your family members, why are they, especially these are children, why are they on the no-fly? Why are they surrendering their passports? Why can't they travel freely? That's their dad that's in all of this trouble. Why are their passports being surrendered? Uh I don't understand that. I don't understand that. So I wanted to show you that just to that's all. All they had to do was, like Kat said, hey, hello, Mr. White, thank you so much for joining us. That's all they had to do was tell Diddy no. They really did. I'm about 5 minutes behind, but I'm happy to catch up. You're good. You're good, Barbara. Thanks so much for watching. But I don't know why you're surrendering the children's things. So I wanted to go over there. So now they are appealing. So what I understand right now, and I'm trying to keep up with the news to see uh they've got a new bail letter. Let's see what's going on. But anyway, I'm trying to keep up. I'm going to wait till that ends before I even try to talk about it. And if there's a news story that we can watch, a news feed that we can watch, because the thing about federal court is, they don't have cameras in the courtroom. I wish they had audio. I mean, at the least, you don't have to have cameras in the courtroom. I wish we had audio. But anyway, so this is what he proposed, and this is what the judge denied. The prosecution was very uh, keen to be able to show why they didn't. So let's go over this really, really, really quickly. And there's some things that I can't show on the tubage. And so I'm going to click through them, or I'm going to take them off and read them someplace else. So let me go ahead and, while I'm thinking about this, put it up. So this little bit of housekeeping. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Make sure you tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos, okay? All right. So the honorable so this is what the prosecution put down to have him remanded to jail. So this is what they had. The government, and this, and I'm, like I said, I'm not going to read all of this. Let me do this. This works better for me, y'all. Can y'all see that? Yeah. All right. Oh, I'm gonna get it together, y'all. Leave me alone. I told y'all who I needed. There we go. The government respectfully submits this letter in anticipation of the defendant's appearance before this court later today, and in support of the government request for the defendant's detention pending trial. As set forth below, there is no condition or combination of condition that will reasonably assure the appearance of the defendant as required, and the safety of others in the community, not to mention the integrity of the proceedings. So they, at this point, they understand, because again, Diddy is being charged with the racketeering, the trafficking, and what was the other indictment? So you remember, they got him on three things. Let me move quickly through them. They got him for the racketeering, the trafficking, trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. And that's very key. That's one of the things that I'm thinking that the prosecution is looking at. I'm thinking at the fact that he has been doing this for so many years with this intimidation, beating people up, and all this other stuff allegedly that he has been done, and even particularly with that Shine case, and with cases continuing through, because it's alleged that he slap Drake, and it's alleged that he was fighting J. Cole. So he's out here being a menace. So if he's a menace to men, he's a menace to women as well. Coercion, count 3, transportation to engage in prostitution. So those are the 3 counts: the trafficking, the racketeering, and the transportation to engage in sex. And I saw on Instagram earlier today where this guy, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, uh, had talked about how, now this is alleged. I saw it on an Instagram post where he was talking to, I don't know if he was talking to a reporter or if he was talking to the police, but he was speaking on the fact that about 3 to 4 years ago, um, I think he sued Diddy, and they ended up settling or whatever. But he had talked about that he was one of the people that was in the freak offs with Diddy and Cassie, and that he had contracted a venereal disease whilst participating within said freak offs. And he was talking about some all kinds of other things. Now this was 3 or 4 years ago when this man is. He looks busted today, but he 3 or 4 years ago, or at the time he was talking about, I could see that he probably was very, he looked like he had muscles and he was very svelte. Looked at him. I mean, like I said, the video that showed him 3 or 4 years ago, he looked a little busted. But I can imagine back in the day, he looked decent. But anyway, these are the three charges. So let's get back to this. So the government is clearly just basically saying they don't trust him. They don't trust him. Now they're going to go over the charges in this document. And like I said, we're not going to go over all of that. But we definitely, because I don't want to show the stuff that I'm not supposed to show. But they talked about the fact that he had guns, he had unregistered guns. If they found unregistered guns in those two homes that they raided, wherever they go, they think that they're going to find unregistered guns. And also, people, I do want to be able to put forth to you all that when they arrested Diddy in the hotel and then they searched his room, he had the little pink powder in there. The I don't know what they call it, the Tussie, the Tussie, whatever they call that, the little pink powder. It's supposed to be a mixture of cocaine, ecstasy, and some other drug. Now I don't know what's making it pink, but they're saying that Diddy has a drug problem. So if Diddy is running around here with a drug problem, uh, and he's out here doing way too much for the gram, him being in jail is going to be it. But I think that the prosecution's biggest thing is the fact that they feel like he is out here going to be a menace to society, and that he is out here still contacting people, or having people who are loyal to him contacting people. Because I just saw Stevie J, because him and Stevie J has been riding and dying for Diddy since day one. And but I saw a video from his Instagram post that he's riding somewhere, or he's out like in a desolate area, but he's riding. Now he's saying that he's just trying to think things through. But baby, I think he is. I honestly think that's a signal to let Diddy know where he's going, because we don't know where he's going, and he's too stupid to realize that people can use GPS to figure out where he's at just by looking at the stuff and all this other stuff. They can use all of these things to figure out where he's at. But I see that he's not up there in New York helping out his boy. He's not up in New York in any capacity trying to help out anybody. What are y'all thinking so far? Let me see. Barbara, what's going on? So it's a family affair, kind of a bond. I don't know. That's diabolical to me. Why are you putting your children's passports up? They don't have anything to do with this. We're talking about your underage children, because you don't see your adult children's passports because they're adults. You can't put them up. But they don't have anything to do with this. They should be wherever they're at with their mamas or whoever they're with. Why are their passports being put up? They don't have anything to do with it. Hey, it is. But I would tell you this: if had he wanted to flee, he had a lot of time to do it. He knew that there was an investigation being done. He knew that. He already knew that. And I do not condone any of the stuff that he's talking about. We're just talking right now. in hypotheticals. I do not condone anything that he's done. I do not condone any of that. And I don't want anybody to mishear me when I say this. But his problem was he knew he was doing all this sucker stuff. He should have paid Cassie his money, what she asked for. Because see, his problem came in, and I'm gonna tell you real quick. Once that lawsuit became public, that's where the Fed started looking at him, because they started looking at that lawsuit like, wait a minute, hold up. These are crimes. You bribing the hotel to get the stuff. These are crimes. And then Lil Rods came out and people laughed at him, and again, I'm sorry, you might not be it. Little Rod stuff came out, and people again, and that's that thing about our society when they look at like when men are being abused, they don't want to take that seriously. When men when they're boys and they're abused, and particularly if they're abused by grown women, we seem to, it seemed to be taken very lightly, as if it's some kind of rite of passage when it's not. And you see the fallout from all of that, from how these young men are interacting with women. Just like you can see the fallout from that, from the way girls interact with men who have been sexually abused. You can see how boys when they get into their adulthood, how they interact with women when they've been sexually abused. But anyway, if he was going to do all of that, see, he should have paid. If he didn't want these types of problems, he should have paid Cassie what she asked for. But at the moment that lawsuit hit, and the feds was looking at all the stuff that was going on in there, that was over for him. So she had no choice, because people were like, well, he paid her. Didn't she sign an NDA? And didn't she? The NDAs are nothing when it comes to a criminal investigation. It doesn't matter if you have an NDA or not. If there's a criminal investigation and they see that there's a crime, your NDA does not cover for you to cover up a crime because of the cult. Yeah. And here's the thing about that, because no one's safe. And I've said this before, and I'll continue to say it until I'm blue in the face. No one is safe. None of y'all are safe. None of y'all are safe. And what I mean by that is all you people that had enabled this stuff, because I remember that one thing that Cassie was talking about where she left and she went to Florida. She was hiding out, and they sent an executive to Florida to coerce her to come back to Diddy, or her contract was going to be null and void, or she'd never work again. See, I need for those folks that did all of that, I need those folks to be sitting up there and being charged at the same time. I hope that the feds does a good parade and charge those people. This bodyguard that was doing this tour all on YouTube a few months ago, when this first started when all of this information first hit the fan, see, I need for him to be picked up as well. You out here going on tour, a YouTube tour, talking about all the stuff that you saw, talking about all the stuff that happened. I need for you to be picked up as well. I need all those people. In Lil Rod's case, he mentioned all of these executives, and you see how all of these executives and stuff like that are pushing away from them, and then some of them are cooperating with the feds. But I still need for them to be picked up. Even if they charge with aiding and abetting, I need for folks to get some charges on here, because this is craziness. And you remember the other two lawsuits where someone was underage, and someone, and then those other two lawsuits. I need information from those things as well. I need all of that. You think he gonna let me around? Be interesting, because see, he's big and bad when he can take his money and all this other stuff, and he's real big and bad with that. I am interested to see how his wings are clipped now that he doesn't have access to his money, now that he doesn't have access to the people, because now those people are no longer going to be able to be around him. Y'all, I'm just telling you right now, my allergies are bad, and I may go off camera in a little bit because I see my eyes getting red, and I do feel my skin cutting up. So I may go off camera after a while if things start deteriorating. So I'm just letting you know. But I want to see how big and bad he is. Let him stay up there in the detention center. And you know what? You know what's so interesting, and I am checking to see whether or not they have come to a conclusion about his appeal. But I hadn't seen anything yet. Nothing's coming up, or there's no. Let me refresh my feed. All right, let's see. So it says here that let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. I've just updated. They said they continue to deny him, child, as he should be. So this was updated today at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It says here Sean Diddy Combs denied bail again and will remain in jail until trial reports, which is good. He says here that Sean Diddy Combs will remain in federal custody after his legal team argued for bail in court on Wednesday, according to reports. Judge Andrew Carter ruled that Combs will remain in jail due to the risk of witness tampering. Told y'all that was what's going to get an obstruction in his case. I told you that was going to keep it. That was going to keep him in jail because they were saying, let's see if they talk about it. But again, remember I told you all earlier, they were talking about the fact that in the past 3 or 4 months, he's been calling certain people like 100 and some times, going back and forth and stuff like that with them. And these people are witnesses in this case. He has no business talking to them. None. So it says the music mogul was already denied bail on Tuesday after pleading not guilty to trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in these charges. Uh-oh. Didn't mean to do that. In a letter filed to Judge Carter on Wednesday, Combs' lawyer proposed an amended bail package of $50 million. The bond would have secured with the equity of Combs' home, which he paid off the mortgage for and in anticipation of his bail hearing, and his mother's Miami residence. Combs is recently being held in solitude. Put him in Gen Pop. Why he got to be in solitude? Put him out there. They said that they have very significant concerns about Combs' substance abuse and what appears to be anger issues. I hope we get a copy of that bond package to see what was the extra stipulations on that. I'm going to stop sharing right now. But what are y'all thinking so far? Y'all think Diddy should be out? I think that was one of the charges that Little Rod came out. Which one was that? Because I know I said something about Little Rod. I just can't remember what I had said. But he had talked about, Little Rod. Here's the thing I was remembering about Little Rod. Little Rod talked about how Diddy would send him out to get the escorts and things like that so that they can come back and have the freak offs. That ego of his. Yeah. He has a big ego. You talking about Jen Deal. You well, dog. I don't want that to happen, but I'm just like I just was thinking about special treatment. He's got it. He's down that bad. And you know what? Know what's interesting to me? Because remember, they found those AR-15s and all those other weapons of destruction in his home. I wonder what else kind of weapons they gonna find, and what because I've heard some people say that if any of those weapons of mass destruction, weapons used by soldiers, how about that? Any of those weapons used by soldiers or has a body attached to him, those are extra charges for him. Now he can sit up here and claim that that gun is not his if he want to, but if that gun is in your home, then you have access to it. Because anything, that's why it's so important. Y'all can't let everybody in your home and let everybody do all these little different things. If you know your cousin loves the, loves the drugs, you can't let your cousin in your home because they're gonna bring those drugs in there. And then when they come and for whatever reason they raid your home trying to get to your cousin or whatever, those drugs are in your home. They taking you too. But anyway, I just wanted to go back over. His bail has been denied. His appeal has been denied. He is going to be remanded to jail, all because of the fact that they believe that he is. I don't even know if they think that he's a flight risk or not, but they are more upset with the fact that he's going to be obstructing justice. He's going to be trying to be talking to witnesses and stuff like that. That's what I think is the biggest issue for him. So he's going to be in jail, and that's just how it's going to be. Let's see what's going on down here. Put him out there. Hopefully, the other occupants help him out the same way he helped out all those. Oh my goodness. Mm, 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 mm. All right, animals were cute. Animals are cute. He's just a good American. Having that many guns is perfectly normal. I wish they were I wish that was sarcasm, but unfortunately, it's such a very true fact. And I don't know, and I don't know if, about Florida, but I know Florida you can have guns, but are there certain guns that you're not allowed to have in the state of Florida? But you know, he thinks that he's above the law. So let's go into, let's see. I want to make sure if there's anything extra. Because like I said, I wasn't going to be on this stream long. I just wanted to come back because I did the indictment yesterday, and I wanted to come back and go over the rest of the stuff that was going on with his case. Nothing new. So nothing new, people. Like I said, I wasn't going to be on here long. I just wanted to go over that very brief information that his second attempt at bail has been denied. Let him sit in there. I still think he's diabolical for putting his children's passport up, trying to put children's passport up as far as that little bail package. I still think that that's just diabolical. And so, but y'all let me know. What are y'all thinking about? What are you all thinking about? Do you think that y'all who's watching, put a 1 in the chat if you think he should be remanded, or put a 2 in the chat. Do you think that they should allow him bail? I just want to see something real quick. 1 for remanded, 2 if you think he should get bail. If you thought he should have gotten bail. I see Barbara. Barbara said 1. Anybody else? So it looks like everybody. Well, I'm going once, going twice. Uh oh. Tracy said 1. Nathan said 1. There's nobody wanting him to have been remanded. I mean, no one wanted him to be out. No 2s in the chat. A mess. A mess. All right, people. Like I said, I wasn't going to be on here long. I just wanted to kind of go over the fact we were just looking to see what the judge was going to say in regards to his second request at bail. He has been denied this second request at bail. He was denied this second request at bail. My understanding, simply because of the fact that he has been quote unquote intimidating witnesses and obstructing justice in that form. So he is going to be in jail. What is going to be interesting to me is to see who else gets arrested in regards to that. What about his right hand woman? What's her name? Miss Corman. I have to pull up Little Rod's indictment. Miss Corman, Carmen, what about her? You think that she is you think she's gonna get indicted? Let me see which one this is. Sorry, y'all. I have so many different lawsuits up in this thing. I can't figure out what is what sometimes. What is this? I think this is. Oh, here's Lil Rod. We got Lil Rod, but let's see, because we can't show a lot of Lil Rod's lawsuit because it's got a lot of pictures. Here she is, Christina Corman. What about his right hand woman? You all think she's cooperating with the feds? What about Miss Ethiopia? What about Lucian Grange? Because I know he updated his lawsuit. It's been updated, but this was the initial one that we went over before. What about Miss Corman? You think she's talking? What about the friends and things that participated in the little freak offs? You think that they're cooperating? The only way people are cooperating is if they get to retain their rights to their life story to be able to sell it. Because if they have a criminal record, they don't believe they're allowed to do that. Possibly, but I think that them trying to stay out of jail and stay out of prison so they can get out here and work and do the things that they quote unquote love is a more is a big driving factor. And plus, the thing is a sinking ship. It's a sinking ship. You can either go down with the ship, or you can jump into a lifeboat, get you some immunity, and tell everything. You don't think those three would be in trouble? At least his right hand, because it has been said, I think it's in Little Rod's lawsuit, that she would be the person that would coordinate getting this stuff to the drugs and stuff like that. Little Rod was told that he had to go get the lady and men of the night, because all the feds have to do is match them to a certain incident. That's all the feds have to do. And remember, they arrested the drug mule at the airport. You don't think he was talking? Because I understand that he got a good deal. You don't think he was talking? If anything, it's best for those people to get ahead of the game and get in and get a good deal to keep them out of jail, get an immunity deal or something. I think about a lot of this, and people's like, oh, everybody is trying to keep these men down and all this other stuff. No, a lot of times what happens is one it, people are them are people are usually authentically who they are. If they're manipulators, they're going to manipulate. Diddy is himself on steroids, and what I mean by that is he probably has always had these predilections, but money, fame, and talent has allowed for his for those vices to overcome. Because we all have vices. We all have things that we do uh that are I don't want to say it. A lot of us have vices. A lot of us have weaknesses. A lot of us have issues. Uh, the most healthier thing to do is to get help for those vices and those issues and those weaknesses that you have, and whether that's coming from within, or whether it's coming from outside, where you can go get help, you can go get counseling, you can talk to people, you can do a whole bunch of other stuff. But when you add money and power and then adoration and all of this other stuff, like I said, he is authentically who he is. He's always probably had these vices. because you've seen that as far as him having these thing, because you remember he was with Kim Porter and it was always reported that he was cheating, allegedly he was cheating. We do see that he was cheating and he got this baby here and this baby there and this baby here and this baby there and all this other stuff. But we always hear that. See, that probably that type of vice that he has would have maintained like that. But the more money that he got, the more money that he got, the more power that he got, the more control and hold and stuff that he could do. No one is taking him down. He took himself down. Yeah, know. Because they're saying that they've got information from like 20 up to 2024. They've got information to 2024. Young Miami, you ain't safe either, girl. Because you see the big rebranding she's doing. She's no longer a city girl. Her and JT are no longer a band. JT is out here doing her music, but JT has always been doing her music, even when Carisha her butt was in jail before. She's been doing her music. So now Carisha is trying to reband herself. You remember, because she was Diddy this and Diddy that and Diddy this and Diddy that and Diddy this and Diddy that. So baby, you ain't safe either. Because if they've got information from stuff going on to 2024, baby, you ain't safe. Underneath the jail. I think so too. He should be underneath the jail. But all these people aren't safe. Now, I don't know how far back the feds can go far back. I don't know. Does the trafficking, the racketeering case allow for him to go back? Because you just think about it. Look at what's going to happen now. All of these catalogs of people that were on Bad Boy, all of this money that he's made from all of these businesses and stuff like that, his children are not going to be able to inherit. The feds are about to take all of that. So unless he set them up with some kind of trust fund or something like that, that they have money, they're about to take all that. I watched a YouTube video where they were talking about all the people that were going to the parties and saying that they were going to get stuff like that. They were naming all these people that had gone to these parties. But I remember a lot of people went to the white parties, because the freak offs are something totally different than the white parties that he used to throw at his house and stuff like that out there in California. Now, there may have been some stuff going on, because you have the party and then you have the after party and then you have the after party, aka the freak offs. So a lot of people probably went to the party and maybe went to the after party, but they didn't make it to the freak offs. And what do y'all think about this? Because now that I'm thinking about and talking about those freak offs, and I'm gonna end it here. How much stuff you had to be doing that you all had to get IVs? That's a lot of stuff going on. That you were that the minerals and vitamins and all kinds of stuff in your body have been depleted to the point that you had to get an IV. Now, I know these IVs and things like that are popular now. Because I know a lot of people who do like heavy drinking and stuff like that, they get the banana bag, and it can help them not be so dehydrated and all. But how much stuff you had to be doing? How much fluids did you have to release to do that? You all needed an IV bag. I'm just asking for a friend. I just need to know. Y'all let me know down in the comments. All right, people. Diddy is remanded to jail until his trial. I see this trial coming probably in the next year, 6 months to a year. So if he decides that he wants to have a speedy trial. We may see it in 6 months. We'll see. Let me see what y'all were saying before I go. Oh yeah, I believe that too. I believe that too. The Dominican Republic. What's the name? The Cayman Islands. All those different places. Switzerland used to be big, but now the Swiss got greedy and they got a lot of banks that they own here in the United States. So once they have a bank in the United States, you can't hide your money in Switzerland because they have some kind of treaty or something going on. Oh, so yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was just thinking that the white parties were just the public image of it all. So people were going to the white parties, and it was the public image of it all. Again, remember they said they had things up to 2024. So I am thinking because Little Rod's lawsuit was more recent, that he's probably talking to, since Little Rod's lawsuit was a little bit more recent, he was talking with a lot of those people. And yes, I'm quite sure that they're going to be they're looking for those workers because Little Rod, one thing about Little Rod, he had pictures. Now, he had some very inappropriate pictures on there, but he had pictures on there to show what was going on. You know what, Tracy? So just a show in the chat because maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. You buy a bottle of baby oil and you use it regularly. Let's be real. How long does it take you to use a body of baby oil? If you use it, use baby oil every day, you're using on thing. Doesn't it take you? I don't know about y'all, but it takes you a couple of months to get through that bottle of baby oil, right? Why do you need thousands of bottles of baby oil and lube? Cases upon cases. That makes no sense. Even if you were somebody that had the stamina and the strength, what are you using all that baby oil and lube for? A mess. Again, you have to understand a couple of things. That's America. They're going to always give. They're going to always give privilege to the palm colored people. Always. That's what I was thinking. Was it regular size or was it travel size? Because if it was travel size, okay, because you could be putting them in a gift bag. So they had the freak off gift bag. So they had the freak off gift bags. So baby, that would be great. That because I was trying to figure out were they regular size or were they travel size. You know, because when they have parties and stuff, don't they give gift bags at parties? Maybe he put them in the gift bags at parties and see who was gonna bite. You know, dummy, you should have had your own lube. It would have made better sense if you had your own lube company. You could have named it. Take that. Ooh, that was loud in there. Take that. Take that. Take that. Yes. What a nice little party favor. And it could have been named Take That. You know, you use my lube, but you can take that. Take that. Take that. I'm sorry. I done got silly now. I done got real silly. Hey, Andre. Hey, Blue. I'm sorry. It's just silly. I get real silly. What is a freak off? I guess that is just think of a non-consensual orgy. That's the way I've looked at it. Ciroc wasn't gonna go for that. Ciroc wasn't gonna go for that. He is sick because on this day and age, he could get all his vices without out with people who would have gladly done it for money. But instead he went after innocent. Yeah, it's that's what never made any sense to me. This never made any sense to me. Never made any sense. And again, y'all forgive me. I have my allergies are bad right now. That never made any sense. Do you know the people who are willing participants to do all of these things? Again, they're just people who rock and roll like that. But I think you got off on the power as well. Let me tell it. I think you got off on the power. Because it's one thing to have somebody to consent to it. It's another thing when you can dominate. And some people are into, excuse me, that coercion and dominating and stuff like that. What's wrong with a grown man smelling like baby oil? You all uh don't understand the power of a good smelling man. Whew. You underestimate the power of the smelling man. It's what was that song about smelling like sex and candy? Now that's something. You coming out smelling like sex and candy. That there was a song. I can't remember the name. I don't remember the name of the group. I don't remember the name of all of the song. It was about the power and being able to have a videotape and hold on. And see, that's the thing. I'm glad you mentioned that. Bad boy backdoor easy. Now, you know what, Blue? I'm not going to fool with you. I'm going to move past that comment. But it could have been. Bad boy backdoor ease. Yeah. Bad boy ease. It allow, use the bad boy ease. It'll allow you to take that. I'm sorry. Who's a scapegoat? Diddy? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I do not believe Diddy is not some kind of victim in none of this. He is the orchestrator. Because let's think about all of this stuff. You got a piece of it when you watch that Making the Band. You got a piece of his personality when they were doing Making the Band. You got a piece of his personality. Making the Band 2. You got a piece of his personality. They're after that. If Diddy knows some information about other people that will make what he's done seem like a plate, kitty stuff, possibly. But I don't think Diddy knows enough about anything. I think everyone knows enough about Diddy, but I don't think Diddy knows enough about everybody else. Now, see, Jay-Z gives me, he knows a lot. He knows where bodies are buried. That he gives me that thing because he seems very calculating about the stuff that he does. So he because he doesn't care about whether or not it's for the people or not for the people. He seems very calculating in everything that he does. He gives me that he knows where bodies are buried. Diddy gives me pleasure. I want to be able to get pleasure however I want to get pleasure. He gives me that. And people just were allowing for all the, people were knowing he was having these predilections and they were just letting it go. So no, I'm not going to infantilize him. I'm not going to make it seem like he's not doing something because again, y'all, we've been hearing these stories about Diddy. I like I said, this is pre-social media, pre-internet. We've been hearing these stories about Diddy, I know, since the 90s. Cocoa butter for the And how long does it take you honestly, how long does it take you to go through some baby oil? That, to sit up here with 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube. They had to be. I hope they were trial size, and I hope he was giving them out in goodie bags. I don't know about that, Barbara. Yeah, because you have to understand the white parties again. I think that was like the public face, because white parties have been popular, I know, since the 2000s. They were popular earlier then, but they became in big prominence in the 2000s. Everybody wanted to have a white party. Everybody wanted to have a white party. So I would think that, again, those white parties, he had all the people in entertainment. It wasn't just black entertainment. He had all the people in entertainment business there at those white parties, canoodling and stuff like that. And because look at what came out of that. Because Jay and Beyonce does a is it an Oscar party or a Grammy party? Which one do they do? I think it's a Grammy party. They do that every year, and that or some kind of event before the Grammys. What is that party that they do? I don't know the name of it, but what's the name of it? Yeah, they're keeping him in jail. He's going to be in jail. I don't know if they're going to do that. They're So what I'm about to say is just my opinion. I don't have any basis in fact or anything like that. This is just my opinion. Epstein knew where the bodies were buried. Now, if you're getting into conspiracies and stuff like that things like that, I don't have any information on anything like that. But Epstein knew where the bodies were buried. Epstein had the ability to manipulate this man that owned the Victoria's Secrets and all this other stuff. Did you all watch that documentary? Epstein knew where the bodies were buried. I mean, he had a Prince of England to presidents to stars, because there's a lot of folks that went over there to that island. What are the questions we need to ask? Chris Tucker, what was going on at that island that you got to invite? Because think about all the things that happened in beyond and around that thing. Because you remember, all of a sudden, Chris Tucker was doing all of that stuff, and then next thing you know, he found God and stayed his butt back over there in Atlanta. So what happened over there? You had Bill Clinton over there. And you know what Bill Clinton was going through. He was doing stuff at the White House. You had Trump at that island. I bet you could find pictures. Probably Diddy was at the island. We don't know. Allegedly. I don't know. But I'm just saying, Epstein had that situation where he knew where the bodies were buried, and he was moving through stratospheres, and what I mean by that is different levels of wealth, old money, new money, power, all of that. He had all that information. The scapegoat to me was the Maxwell woman. They were going to get their pound of flesh. They didn't get it off of Epstein. And she was silly. She didn't play her hand right. Shouldn't have done this stuff in the first place. But she didn't play her man right. Jay is a businessman, or however he says. Well, that's what he says. But I do believe he plays it to where he knows where the bodies are buried. And the reason why I say that is because you remember how tied up he was with R. Kelly, doing albums and going on tour. Wow. That, oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Okay. What about all the people who were with Epps? I feel like they overlooked them. Of course. Because I bet you they were all established as witnesses and stuff like that. They were making sure that they were positioning themselves. But once he pruned himself from the timeline, once he pruned himself from the timeline, It all went away. The guy at Costco told him, you can get this in 50-gallon. Rock Nation brunch. Thank you. Thank you. They have that party, and that kind of morphed from the white party to then something else a little bit more elite. And the reason why I say that is because when they had all the white parties, all the new artists and all the other different type of artists would come. The Rock Nation brunch now kind of consolidates, and they really pick and choose who they want to be able to come to that brunch at any given time. Yeah, we never did get the real list. But here's the kicker. When they raided that Los Angeles home and when they raided his Miami home, they picked up a lot of videotapes. So I would be curious if the feds are not contacting all those people that they see on those videotapes. Seeing people like maybe Cassie, Little Rod, like this, Diddy's right hand woman, getting them to identify who these people are, contacting these people. Because you probably got people on these videos that don't even know that they're on video. Royalty. Yes. You had a prince that have to sit his Prince Andrew? Because he was caught up in all of that. Like I said, that man that owned the Victoria's Secret brand caught up in some stuff. All those politicians and all this other stuff that was caught up in there. Comedians, actors, actresses, all those people caught up in there. Of course. But they're used to that kind of stuff. And this is the interesting thing about that, and where I'm gonna say it. They're used to all of that stuff like that. And I don't mean any harm, but all of that incest. And that they probably were doing SA and what we would call SA now back in the day. That family is probably allegedly used to stuff like that. That's not a scandal to them. But Harry marrying that biracial woman, that's a scandal because they worried about what color them baby skin's gonna be. Does he have his plane? I heard that, but I wasn't really sure whether or not that was true. That he was using Epstein's plane to go around and do his campaigning and stuff. Is that true? Is that true? Yeah, it's just horrible. They all are. Right? Bill Gates was over there too. All those people. You think about. I bet you. You remember that? You remember that game they used to play on the internet? Six degrees from Kevin Bacon. Instead of Kevin Bacon, I want you to use Epstein. Who is 6 degrees from Epstein? And you use the people in the political world, the entertainment, and the business world. Those where you pull those people, the higher people in that world. I bet you can get 6 degrees of separation from Epstein from that. Yeah. Mm. Wow. 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 All right, people. Again, like I said, thank you all for joining my stream. Thank you all so much for joining my stream. I just wanted to come on here. Diddy was denied a second time. He is going to be remanded to jail, and that's where he needs to be until this case is over. I do see probably in the next 3 to 6 months, all those higher up peoples that were around Diddy, they're going to start. It's just going to be who's going to be the first to the plate. Who's going to be the first to the plate to make a deal with the feds? That's the way I see it. I don't know what's going to happen with everybody in their lawsuit. I don't know what's going to happen with all those people with their lawsuits because he's not paying anybody anything. And if the feds are successful, They might not get any money, honey. So they waited too late. All right, people. I'm gone for real. Y'all tell a kin, tell a friend, tell a kin, tell that coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos, y'all. And as always, people, bye-bye.